Hey folks, Philly Boy J here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to bake a whole chicken. You're going to dig in the center of the chicken and you're going to pull out a package. There's going to be some prizes in this package. Some giblets. Now some people don't like giblets. It grosses them out. So you can get rid of them if you don't want to cook them along with the chicken. You have a chicken neck there, you have heart, and you have gizzards. All right, you're going to remove the fat from the sides of the chicken, pull off as much of that yellow fat as possible, and you're going to remove that clear slimy stuff that you often find on chicken. Then down at the bottom of the chicken, you're going to cut off that excess fat. It's a lot of that at the bottom. You're going to remove that, and now we're going to sprinkle our chicken with a little salt, and we're going to rub it down with water to make sure it's nice and clean, because we don't want no funky chicken. We want it to be nice and clean. So sprinkle salt on both sides of the chicken and make sure that you rub it down with water, and then you're going to sit it aside and allow it to dry. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to focus on the seasonings that we're going to be seasoning our whole chicken with. This is sort of a rub, and a rub is basically a combination of multiple seasonings. Here are the seasonings that we're going to be using to create our rub for our whole chicken. You're going to get a small bowl, and we're going to be combining our seasonings in this little bowl here. We're going to be using salt. We're going to be using onion powder, garlic powder, paprika for color. Paprika gives chicken a nice color, gives everything a nice color. And we're going to be adding some Italian seasoning. There are all different types of herbs in Italian seasoning. That's why I get it. And black pepper. Italian seasoning has like basil in it, rosemary, thyme, and many other herbs. All right, so instead of getting all of those different herbs, I just get Italian seasoning. It has everything in it. You're going to stir the seasonings in, and then you're going to sit them aside. Now, I like to create a slurry, which ultimately turns into a gravy, because I like a little gravy with my whole baked chicken. So you're going to get a measuring cup. We're going to be using 3 cups of water or chicken broth, or you can use a combination of both. I didn't have that much chicken broth left, so I think I used about a cup of chicken broth and like 2 cups of water. Okay, so if you don't have chicken broth, you can use water. The flavor from the chicken is going to turn the water into a flavorful water, aka broth anyway. Then you're going to add your flour. You can use flour or cornstarch, stir that together. That's going to be our thickening agent. You're going to get a small bowl. Into the small bowl, you're going to add some margarine or butter. And you're going to add some vinegar. Yes, apple cider vinegar. This is my recipe. A lot of people don't do this, but I do, because I'm trying to make the world's best whole baked chicken. So we want to give it as much flavor as possible. And that's going to help the chicken brown as well. We're going to pour that on the top of the chicken skin. The vegetables that we're going to be using are an onion, 2 carrots, celery, and 2 small red potatoes. Chop them up into cubes of 8 and dice your vegetables up in really small pieces. You're going to get your baking pan. You want to add your vegetables to the baking pan. Make sure your oven is preheating on 350 degrees. We're going to be baking our chicken in 350 degrees. After adding the vegetables, you're going to add your big fat chicken. Okay? And by the way, it don't really matter what size chicken you use. The amount of vegetables and slurry that I'm using will work for any size chicken. So it really don't matter what size chicken you're using. Okay? You're going to rub the chicken down with the vinegar butter mixture. and that's what's going to give it a nice color. And the vinegar basically just adds flavor. Some people use olive oil. I like to use butter. I think butter gives it more flavor. Butter or margarine provides more flavor than olive oil. You're going to add your giblets. That's if you want to add them. I told you earlier that you do not have to add them. And you're going to sprinkle your rub on top of your chicken. And what I did off camera that you didn't see me do is that I did rub that seasoning in. Don't just leave it like that. I don't know why I just left it like that when I was recording. But you want to rub that seasoning in, okay? So that it doesn't burn. Flip it over on the other side. And you're going to pour some more of that butter, apple cider vinegar mixture onto the skin. That's what's going to get it nice and brown, give it a beautiful color. And then you're going to add your rub, your seasoning, okay? And again, make sure that you rub it in, okay? Don't just leave it like that, okay? Now, also what you might want to do is you might want to get aluminum foil and cover the tips of your chicken wings just so that they don't burn, because sometimes they do have a tendency to burn. So you can do that, or you can try to tuck it under the chicken. You're going to add 2 chicken flavor bouillon cubes, and that's just going to enhance the chicken flavor of the gravy. Especially if you're not using any chicken broth, you definitely want to use 2 to 3 chicken bouillon cubes, okay? So that slurry that we're about to add that turns into gravy has a nice chicken flavor. So the bouillon cubes just serve to enhance the chicken flavor. We're making chicken here, all right? So now I'm going to add my slurry, which is going to thicken up into a nice gravy. And it's going to be a thin gravy, okay? It's not going to be a really, really thick gravy. It's going to be rather thin. But I just love gravy with my whole baked chicken. You're going to basically base it with the slurry. So as it's cooking, maybe every 15 minutes, you only have to do it about 2-3 times. Just get a spoon and just pour some of that slurry juice over the chicken so that it gets nice and brown like this. Look at that chicken. Guys, Boston Market ain't got nothing on Philly Boy J roasted chicken. Look at that. That rotisserie chicken ain't got nothing on mines. Look at that color. And you're going to allow it to sit for a little while before cutting it open, just like with a turkey, just so that every part of the meat can retain its moisture and juices, okay? But this recipe is absolutely delicious. You guys are going to love it. For the full instructions and the measurements of the seasonings and the cooking time, or any additional information that I may not have mentioned in this video, visit my website at PhillyJCooking.com. all right? And the full recipe and everything that you need to know regarding this recipe can be found there. I'll post a link in the video description. But yes, this is really, really good, especially with some potato salad. But the gravy really gives the chicken a lot of versatility, because you can eat it with mashed potatoes. Without the gravy, you don't want to really eat it with mashed potatoes, you know. You can eat it with rice, pour the gravy over the rice, or with some egg noodles, pour the gravy over that. It's really, really good. All right. So that is our baked chicken. That's how I make my whole baked chicken. And I make my baked chicken very similar to this. I'll be showing you guys a recipe on that pretty soon. But look at that gravy. Just look at how well seasoned the chicken is. Listen, guys, when you try this recipe, you are never going to go to Boston Market and waste your money there again. Never. You're just not going to do it. You don't need to. This recipe here is good enough. You don't need to go to no Boston Market. They don't make it as good as Philly Boy J. They don't got nothing on Philly Boy J roast the whole chicken. Nothing. I make the best. I said the best. The best, the best. Big toe chicken in the whole wide world. Don't nobody make baked chicken like this. You tell me where you seen baked chicken look this good on YouTube. You tell me where in the whole wide world you seen it look that good. Give it a shot, guys. You're gonna love it. Tell me how you like it. Peace. Philly Boy J.